welcome back to Live at the Pleasance. My name is John Hastings. Welcome to Live at the Pleasance, brought to you in association with Audible, streaming live on Pleasance TV, on YouTube, and live on the HuffingtonPost.com.co.uk and .ca for our Canadian friends. Now, we are coming at you live from the Ace Dome here during the last week of the Edinburgh Festival. We are sold out once again this afternoon, and what a bunch of amazing guests we have for you. Our crowd is literally on fire, not an apathetic person in the bunch. They're all as bright as Ian's shirt, which if you guys had tuned in earlier, you would understand, but you didn't, so haha. I now finally know which camera I'm supposed to look at for the entire broadcast. It's going to be smooth as silk, and I am very excited to welcome our first comedy guest to stage. Are we ready?
Yeah!
I said, are we ready, people at home?
Yeah!
Thank you for some of you guys who just filling in for some Foley work there. That was the show pretty good. He made a reference to 1950s radio theater. Some of us got it, and some of us were 16 and still laughed, and that scared the shit out of me. Am I supposed to swear? Well, I did. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for our first act. She's absolutely fantastic. I've been told by the producers that there's going to be some adult content, so ... brace yourself, ! Which I think reads like this, so brace yourselves! Ladies and gentlemen, she's fantastic. Please welcome Helen Duff, everybody!
Whoopity whoop whoop, here she is, sperm girl in the house, hit him with the sticky stuff straight away. Did anybody not realize I was dressed as a sperm? I'm conscious that I haven't managed to craft myself an anatomically accurate ejaculate outfit. I did have a fully white version, but I just looked like a very morbid moomin. Cutting up a cadaver on CSI Miami. So we've gone for blue. Because it brings out my eyes. And it's spermy. Spermish. Spumsh. That's how Sean Connery says it. Dun 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 dun. Spumsh. All over your dress. No, I can sense some apprehension in the sections, a lot at home, a lot of apprehension at home. I can sense that. Not sure whether you're comfortable being chatted up by a woman dressed as a sperm. Don't be afraid when it comes to sex. My granny always used to say, Big G, watching us now, she loved me on the stage. Even dressed as a sperm in front of a slightly unsure audience, she would have loved it. She always used to say, when it comes to sex, show no fear, treat it like a murder. You know, and I do have, there's a certain element of fear for me, because I've got to be honest with you, the real reason why I've come dressed as a sperm this evening is because I can't come. Well, it's not that I can't, I just haven't yet had like a you know how in when they like she and in the film and the movies and when she and they're like and she and you know she Chewbacca, or are you just happy to see me? Oh my God, I can't believe it. I've never been so far away from home. Like a, Gabby. Like a, let the dogs. Like a, hell, that was good. But I don't think we should do it again because I'm not sure I've got the energy after all those Kit Kats. Does everybody know what I'm talking about? Good. No, so the first thing I did on my quest towards ultimo pleasure to try and make that happen for me was to start self-identifying as a sperm. Because my fear that my partner wouldn't come because I wasn't coming had come to become such a barrier against me ever coming that I just decided to become cum. So far it's working out really well for me, you know. I feel more dynamic, driven. My hair's more shiny. But I didn't want to jump straight in at the deep end, so I did a survey online. I asked all sorts of questions. When was the last time you had sex? What do you enjoy about it? And those gave me a lot of hope. Somebody said, well, actually a majority said intimacy and connection. That's what I'm looking for. I was expecting everyone to say, you know, the massive hubbity, who let Martin Clunes in here moment. But no. It was actually more just being with somebody that you love, enjoying their body, you know, exploring yourself and them. I'm deliberately not looking at this very young boy in the front row here when I'm suggesting this, but then I got spooked because I made the mistake of reading the answer to the question, what scares you about sex? What if I can't come, don't come too soon, don't come at all, come too much. Prolonged, painful positions. Oh, sorry, that one needs to be, how will they see me in the internet? Maybe I should do it on this table. I'll do it here so they speak. Prolonged, painful positions. This one, you start off and you're like, look at me, I'm so flexible. Then after about 10 minutes, you're like, oh, I just feel like an ironing board. What if I can't come, don't come too soon, don't come too much. Floppy, the little boy with a disappointing dong, which is coupled with, slam my body down, but please don't break my wang. Slam my body down, but please don't break my wang. Slam my body down and zig. Because somebody said they were afraid they get overexcited, pull out, go back in too hard, miss, and break their wang. What if I can't come, don't come too soon, don't come. Get it away! It's not an accident if it happens 7 times. Get it away! What if I can't come, don't come too soon. What is there to be afraid of? What is there to possibly be afraid of? What is there to possibly be afraid of? Other than pissing, pooing, farting, vomiting into her vagina. That's a direct quote. Probably a little bit too early for this kind of material, especially the anal section of the song. Okay, so we'll wrap it up. So if you'd like to come along and see the rest of my show, we go on a quest to have an orgasm. We recreate all the descriptions of what it feels like eating 8 mangoes at once, like a unicorn dancing across your entire body as you explode in fireworks of joy. If you'd like to be my unicorn, I'm looking at you. Lovely little man with his spectacles and beautiful blue shirt. Then do come along. I'm on at 5:45 at the Pleasance every day. Thanks, you've been brilliant. Have a great one. I'm Helen Duff.
That's right, camera. You walk over to me. Hi, everybody. That was Helen Duff. She's at 5:45 right here at the Pleasance. Ladies and gentlemen, one more time for Helen Duff, everybody. And I welcome here to the chat zone the delightful Tom Allen. Hi, Tom.
Hello, John.
How are we?
Wonderful, thank you.
I like how we're both pretending like this audience hasn't seen us all before it went live, and we're just meeting each other for the first time.
Yes, like polite people would.
Yeah.
Yes. How are you? Yes, I'm well, thank you. Yes.
Yeah, it's good to see
no one
you.
talks like this.
No one
I'm
does.
all right. You know I'm all right because I saw you in the corridor earlier.
Yeah, I've seen you about 4
Don't
times
let's bore
today.
these people.
Yeah. You were drinking tea earlier last night.
Yes, I was playing parlor games till 4 o'clock in the morning. That's the kind of life I lead.
You know, as a Canadian person living in Britain, I get so excited when you guys say things like parlor games because I'm like, oh my God, they're real. They're real. Sherlock Holmes is real. Where's Moriarty?
He's in a box.
I just want to say this to the audience. You guys need to start laughing because it's a little unfair. We're doing very well and you're not giving us the respect we deserve. Other comedians, they let that go. Not me. I'm a professional. That's show business calling, and they're calling for moi. None of fucking you. Sorry about that, Tom. I just needed to whip these.
Yes.
You were saying something about parlor games or
I was just
Moriarty.
playing a lot of parlor games. Yeah. Last night. That's all I had to say, really.
Very good. Now, one of our producers has scoured your Twitter for some questions.
Oh, how
that,
intriguing.
Quite frankly, some of them come off quite creepy. Such as this one. Tom,
Yes.
Tell us about Scott at the Scotsman. Which sounds like you're hunting a journalist.
No, not to the paper at the hotel. I got myself a personal trainer. Do you work out, John?
I certainly do. Not during this month because I try and then I get very emotional in the gym, which is why I've cried in the sauna at the Pleasance gym twice. Actual story. Not a time to laugh, but thank you for some of you smiling.
Well, I've never been very good at sport, and
Neither was I.
Really, I used to get in rugby. I used to get claustrophobic in the scrum. What was your sport you had to play?
I also played rugby. I stopped playing rugby when a kid named Aveli Smith, who was from Israel and was the size of that nation, broke a player on an opposing team's femur bone.
Oh, that's sort of stuff I don't like. If I was a bit chunkier, then I think I'd love something like rugby, but I'm not. So,
I don't like all the hitting. I don't understand why we can't just have a nice discussion on a lawn.
well, that is the sort of sport I am good at.
Yeah. Both of us are excellent debaters.
Yeah.
We would be master debaters.
Oh, John, please.
That
not
was
all-
just for the 16-year-old, and he's smiling, then he stopped because his mother looked at him. Boom! I'm aware there's an audience at home, but you know what? You didn't make the effort to come here, so guess what? You lose out on some of this comedy. Back to you, Tom.
No, John, it's fine. I would say that Scott the Scotsman is my trainer. That's what I wanted to tell you. And I tweeted about him yesterday because I thought that would be a nice thing to do, to recommend him to the people of Edinburgh.
Let me ask you this, because I was picked on a lot by jocks, and then for some...
Now, jocks in this country just mean underwear that people wear for sport.
That's who it was.
Okay, fine.
A bunch of underwear salesmen showed up at my school and wedged me. It was a rough day. So jocks would be... You don't really have jocks in Britain.
No, what would we call them? People who play sport, sort of
They're the equivalent of...
lads.
Yeah, they're like lads. They're lads with a skill.
Oh, what's their skill?
They can play sport.
Oh, I wouldn't like that at all.
No one does. The last thing lads need is athleticism.
Absolutely, yeah, the ability to run.
Yeah.
And what did they do to you, John? Tell
Just
us.
various picking on things. I was a tall
You say
child.
you're tall, John.
I was-
You might not get this at home.
No.
But John is extremely tall.
No, you can tell because you're next to me. I look proportional if no other human being is near me. And then you put a normal-sized person next to me, and you're like, oh, God, what's wrong with that? It looked like he swallowed gigantism.
No, how tall are you?
I'm 6'4".
Oh, too tall. But and what? And so you were picked on.
I was picked on. I was called fat even though I was tall because kids are idiots.
They called you fat even though you were tall.
Yeah.
That is idiotic, isn't
Is it? It certainly is. I wish you'd been there.
I wish I had, because nothing defeats bullying like great
Logic.
rhetoric. Yeah.
Pardon me, 11-year-olds, but you need to learn a little thing called logic. His name is Mr. Spock, and he would not understand your point. We are laying down gold right now, and you guys need to stoop off your high horse and pick it up, or it's going to be a long hour. Ian, I saw you smile, and then you stopped because we made eye contact, and I don't even know what to do with that. You're a rough crew, Tom. I'm glad you're here.
Very rough.
You'd be excellent in a war because you're very calming.
Yeah, I would be great in a war. People always say that to me. Tom Allen. If there was a war on, who would you want with you? Tom Allen.
Just in a foxhole, in a suit.
In a suit. Don't worry, lads.
I feel like you
We'll
just
be all right. Has anybody seen my other handkerchief?
I think we left it when we did the mission.
What's for dinner tonight? What do soldiers eat? Is it always that sort of? Is it always that packeted food?
I have no... I assume that they just go into villages and take food, but I don't think that that's true.
I don't know if they do that. I don't know if they do that since that feels a bit War and Peace, sort of 19th century Russia.
I think that's Napoleonic Wars, quite frankly.
Yeah, that is the Napoleonic Wars. Is that the war that you assumed I'd be fighting in?
Yes, it's
A
the
new
Gentleman's War.
French takeover of Europe.
Listen, you're quite an English man, so if someone's going to fight the French, they're going to send you in.
They probably will send me.
You
in,
call
won't
this
they?
escargot, I call it shit. Now, speaking of French people, here's a comedian whose name sounds French, but isn't. That's why they call me the Segway Kid. Now.
Oh, it's so smooth.
Thank you very much.
Like sanded down.
This is why you need him in a war. I could be missing a leg, and he would be like, one less shoe to buy. Ladies and gentlemen, are we ready for some stand-up comedy? We ready? Yeah! Well, go nuts, go crazy for the awesome Pierre Novellie, everybody!
Hello. How you guys doing? It's nice to be here on the internet. Whatever we're doing. My name is Pierre Novellie. Let's just explain that. Get it out of the way. Pierre is a French first name. Novellie is an Italian surname. I have an Italian-French name because I'm from South Africa. Yes. And I grew up on the Isle of Man. So it's another one of them. It's another one of those Isle of Man, South African, French, Italian stand-ups that you get now, clogging up Radio 4 with their views. I moved here when I was 7, though, or to the Isle of Man, rather, and I was educated here, which means I studied French for reasons that have never been fully explained to me. I know they're nearby, But is that enough to justify gearing a nation's education system entirely towards one language? Chinese? No? Okay, fine. And whenever a Pierre came up in the textbook or the worksheet, the whole class would stop and turn and look at me, all excited, as if to say, that's you. That's you going to the beach. With Jack. Did you ascertain glass? Was it Bon? Inevitably, yes, it was Bon. No one ever had a shit time in a textbook. Everything always came off swimmingly. Do you guys know the Isle of Man? Yeah, not intimately, I would imagine. It's that rock between Dublin and Liverpool. It's that one, with the cats with no tails. That's the best way I can describe it. If you know anything about the island, you'll know that because I'm here speaking to you. It is empty. I've left it unguarded. Many flocks untended to come here to the internet to speak to you. We have internet on the Isle of Man, but the queue is very long. It's not always worth it. The Isle of Man is a very small rural place. It's a very strange place to grow up there. How small and how rural? No real point in downloading any sort of dating app. There's not enough people who you haven't met to make that worth bothering with. Tends to be easier just to look around the pub you're in. Is Susan there? Yes. You can try and fuck Susan. What if I don't want to? Well, you can go home and go to bed, sir. You don't want to sleep with Susan? She's how we determine citizenship. She's the pride of the island. We've all done it. Yes, I went to a weird school on the Isle of Man, one next to the airport. What looks a bit like a castle. And what was weird was that Jeremy Clarkson used to have a house down the road from my school when I was there. And what was more fun about this was that Jeremy Clarkson's house had a public footpath which ran across it, right past his kitchen window. He was upset by this. Jeremy Clarkson sued the Isle of Man government, I think, 2 or 3 times to try and get it shut down. He lost 2 or 3 times because people just kept walking their dog right past his kitchen. Now, that's already funny because it's annoying Jeremy Clarkson. That's enough for me. I'm already enjoying myself. But there's more. Half of my sixth form was German. I don't know why. I don't know how badly you have to fuck up in Germany to be sent to the Isle of Man. To be educated. You think it's the cat for the last time. I don't know. But we got those kids and they love Jeremy Clarkson over there because of the Nazi jokes, right? Because in Germany that's a pretty fucking punk rock thing to do. Because all of their parents disapprove of making jokes about that part of their history, but the kids are like rebellious. So Clarkson is like a kind of gross, weird car Sid Vicious to them. And the Germans loved him, and what they'd do is they'd sneak out of school and go sneak along that footpath and just try and see if they could bother Jeremy Clarkson and loom in his kitchen window and peer in. Now, I'm already enjoying this because, again, it's annoying Jeremy Clarkson. That's enough for me. But what I like even more is that because of why they liked him, there was nothing he could say to offend them or to get them to go away. Fuck off, you bloody Nazis. Oh, Jeremy, say it again. What would mother think? Thanks very much, guys. Enjoy the rest of your friend. Cheers.
Pierre Novellie, everybody! You can catch him 9:45 right here at the Pleasance every day until the end of the Fringe or the end of time, whichever ends first. Thank you for that titter. Let's build from that. Now, welcome now. Thank you, Joel.
I found that really funny, mate.
Everyone, Joel Dommet's joined us here in the chat.
Hello.
How are you, Joel? Sorry for coughing.
I'm all right. This seat is just slightly too narrow.
Yeah, it's a very uncomfortable
Slightly
area.
too narrow. I feel like I'm...
Also, I would watch out for those posters because they were glued, I'm going to say 10 minutes ago.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
Yeah.
Oh.
Let's get a camera in on that.
It looks like someone's... just put that poster up, or someone really has enjoyed that poster.
Yeah. It looks like you've just stepped out of a shower wearing a leather jacket and a white t-shirt, which I feel like you're about a year away from doing.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Again, thought that would get more. Anyway, Joel, how was your fringe? You got a tattoo a couple of days ago?
Oh, I did, yes.
Let's talk through this quickly. Joel Dommet is slowly turning his body from a temple to a t-shirt a man wears to a tiger. Again, he laughed. You can too. So,
It was great. Yeah,
show this one. Now, this one I feel is a bit more appropriate.
It's quite big. I don't really know whether I like it. But,
He says this all the time. Like, I just got a tattoo. It might have been a mistake. It might have been.
The funny thing about this one is it's a crow, and when someone said, Joel, why did you get a crow on your arm? I got a crow because the woman who did it was good at crows. I think that's a good reason to get a tattoo. This is my one on this arm. This is Gregory Peck, and it says Paradigm Case down the bottom. That's the movie that he was in.
Now, Joel, is that your favorite Gregory Peck movie?
Well, it's the movie that my grandparents saw together on their first date. It's lovely. I haven't seen it, but apparently it's very average. I like this when you put a t-shirt on, it looks like he's wearing a little hat. A little tartan turban today. The tartan turban is a great name for a show.
Oh my God!
Joel Dommet,
Or
the
a
tartan turban.
sweet name for a band.
Oh.
We saw the Tartan Turbans last night. It was awesome.
Guys, should we start a band called the Tartan Turban? That's
Yeah.
Oh, I'll get involved. Yeah. Do I have to get a tattoo?
You don't
Yes.
sing, you just sit at the back going, has anyone seen my other handkerchief?
Do you guys remember in the late 80s where bands just had a guy who danced?
Yes.
What, like Pan's People?
Yeah. Pants People, the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones.
Less Than Jake.
Less Than Jake just had a dude in the band who just danced on this. It's the greatest job.
So good. So good. I was in a band when I was 14.
What's it called? Psuyers?
It was called Cyrus with a silent P at the beginning of it.
Awesome.
Because we did not know psoriasis was a thing.
Let me just explain nu metal to the 16-year-old young man. Nu metal was a musical genre from about 1999 to 2001 where everyone thought, here's what we're going to do. We're going to put a DJ in a rock band, and it's going to be the best. And it was.
Oh, so good.
Yeah. Korn, Limp Bizkit. Hey, Andy Warhol, move over. Art has been improved.
Yeah, corn spelled with a K because it's nothing less metal than CORM. It's just a great.
Yeah. What's that? Conventions? Out of the way.
Get away.
Slipknot? Ooh.
Oh, mate, I saw Slipknot like 6 months ago in London. They're old now. They're just old dudes in boiler suits and masks.
A friend of mine went to a Slipknot concert during their first tour, and a guy in the crowd brought his friend who was a little person, specifically so he could throw the little person at the band.
I saw them, and it was so fun. I saw them when I was like 16, and they were so good, Slipknot. They would just be like mental level, just like.
Can I just? Slipknot is 8 people, 4 of whom are drummers in boiler suits with masks, singing songs about meat, and I don't know why.
Yeah, I'm not good at moshing. I should point that out because I've got nothing to be angry about in my life. And
this sentence, I'm not very good at moshing. Right there, I'm like, no, you wouldn't be. You'd have your elbows up. You'd probably be like pushing too much into a girl. Which is, I'm 31 now. When I go into a mosh pit, I'm like a grandfather. Hey, get your elbows down. Use your shoulder. What are you doing? I'm aware that a lot of you don't know what a mosh pit is. Just be aware when one breaks out, keep your elbows down.
Keep your elbows up. Because like people in mosh pits are angry. They're just like, I grew up on a council estate.
Put your feet down. Don't kick in a
sorry.
mosh pit. I got a bruised knee once from that.
So what do? Do you just jump up and down?
You jump into people using the most part of your torso, so it doesn't hurt very much.
Oh.
And then when people are being jerkwads, they'll like throw an elbow. Yeah. Problem is some people are very tall, and that'll hit you like right in the throat, and then you just can't enjoy Motorhead the way you wanted to.
This is what happens, right? There's lots of young people bouncing about, pushing each other, having a really fun time, and always, every mosh pit, there's just always one guy slightly too old to be there with a big beard who stands in the middle, just like...
That's me. That guy's
a
very
mosh
important.
pit.
He's telling people, keep your elbows down. Stop kicking. Don't push that woman. And also, here's the thing that happens a lot. There's always a creepy dude there who doesn't blink. You can always see him at every rock kid you go to. He says, I'm very excited to see this group.
We really went for it on the moshing bit.
Yeah, because it's something that we enjoy, and the rest of these people need to learn something about culture.
Yes.
Have you ever been in a mosh pit, Tom?
No.
But you know what?
I know,
You'd be
today's been-
very calming in it.
Yeah.
Very calming. Has anybody seen my handkerchief?
I think immediately
It's
everyone
the
would
name of the
just
band.
stop.
Yeah, all that rock music's a bit loud. That's why I remember those bands, and my friends liked them, and I always thought, well, I say friends, I didn't have that many friends, but they were always like, when I thought it was just a load of shouting and carrying on. Calm down, get yourself a therapist.
This is why I like having Tom Allen in my life, because he says things like that, and I'm like, you know what? I can't even argue with that. That's a
But
much
it's not
better
music,
point.
is it? There's not a tune.
Ladies and gentlemen, Joel Dommet, you can see him at 6 p.m. in the Pleasance. Tom Allen, you can see at 8:15 and 10:45. Extra shows for Tommy Boy. But before we do that, please, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome our final performer. It's Chris, the Naked Magician, everybody!
Good afternoon. My name is Christopher Wayne. I'm one half of the Naked Magicians performing at Pleasance every night at 10:30. Got to be honest, haven't done a matinee before. So it's going to be interesting. I'm a little bit nervous. I mean, I'm used to being naked on stage. I'm not nervous about that. There's two other reasons I'm nervous. Number one, I learned that there's a 16-year-old boy in the front row. So this is probably going to be a first for both of us. Hope so for your sake. And the final reason that I'm nervous is because for this trick, I'm going to need a volunteer. Yeah. It just got real quiet in here. That's okay. I'm in the front row here next to the 16-year-old boy. What is your name? Adrian. It's a beautiful name. Can we make Adrian feel very welcome as she joins me on stage? So lovely to meet you, Adrian. So you're going to get a little taste of what we do in the show. That's a bad expression. You're going to get a sample of what we do in the Naked Magicians. Have you ever been with a magician? Have you been on stage with a magician before? No. Okay. Well, look, you have nothing to worry about. I mean, it's going to get a little risque, but not too risque because it's live on Facebook. So we're just going to do a trick together that involves you and me and something in the hat. Okay. And I'm going to tell you that you're going to hold it. Yeah. So if you can get your hand like that, that's right. We'll probably just need one this afternoon, to be fair. And I'm just going to tell you, it's kind of big and hard, right? You okay? If you're giggling now, you're going to be shitting yourself by the end of this. It's this pair of scissors. If you hold it in your right hand and get ready to do some cutting, okay? Because I'm going to pull something out that's kind of long and delicate. You know? Yeah. It's this rope. Probably the same kind of stuff you have at home. Grab onto it right there. Hold it nice and tight. That's not nice and tight. Fantastic. Face me, Adrian. Take 2 steps backwards. 1 and 2, and I'll take 2 this way. Pull it to make sure it's one solid piece of rope that does not shrink, does not stretch. How are those seats over there? Giddy up. Now, is it one solid piece of rope? Fantastic. Do you want to stand right next to me? You see, Adrian, for this trick, we need 2 pieces of rope, okay? One for you, one for me. I need both my hands to do the magic. You need your right hand to do the cutting. So can you hold your left hand out like this? That's great. Turn it down like this and place it there. Now, is that your husband taking photos? Oh, your brother. That's even weirder. Okay. So here's what's going to happen. In a moment, I'm going to start doing the trick, and when I do, I'm going to let go of the hat, okay? It's your job, no matter what happens, to keep the hat there. Is that understood? Okay, fantastic. We're going to do a trick together in 3, 2, 1. Adrian, we need 2 pieces of rope. We've got 1. They need a little bit lower, please. That's a good problem to have. Did you come with your mum? That's horrible. We've got 1 piece of rope, we need 2, okay? But they need to be the same length. So you're not just going to cut it, you're going to cut it in the middle. That's right, we'll see you in the bonus round. If you cut through there, cut all the way through. We'll have 2 pieces of rope, ladies and gentlemen. 1 for me, 1 for Adrian. Same length at the top, same length at the top, and pretty damn close down the bottom. What's a few inches between us, right? If you just want to cut off that extra bit of rope, it'll fall straight to the ground. Now, you're going to hold a piece of rope. I'm going to hold a... Oh, shit. There's a fix for this without scissors, and this is kind of cool. This is how you fix 2 ropes without scissors. You got rope 1, rope 2. The top bits are A, the bottom bits are B. I'll explain. Rope 1, the top bit is A. Adrian, that bit right there is 1A. The bottom of rope 1 is B. We call it 1B. Go to rope 2, the top is 2A, which makes the bottom 2. Exactly. So you bring 1B up next to 1A like that. You go down, you grab 2B, you bring it up next to 2A. Goes 1B, 1A, 2A, 2B. Loop X is the big one. Loop Y, forget loop Y, it's confusing. Just grab loop X, put it over all 4. 1B, 1A, 2A, 2B. You go 1B, 1A, right hand into left, right hand empty. Are you with me or confused?
Confused.
You okay? Oh, really? Yeah. Let's start again then, just like that. There we go. Thank you. You got that hat? Okay. You're doing a great job. Adrian, I'm just going to tell you straight up, you have the most amazing laugh. Like, it sounds like a normal laugh, but it just feels effing amazing. So I'm going to get you to cut through that rope again. I'll pinch it right here. Everyone watch very... stop. Don't move. Close the scissors. But hold them out like that. Close the scissors, hold them flat. Name any bird in the world. This is a cool magic trick. Name a bird.
Swan.
A swan. Okay. Now, are there any strings, threads, wires, magnets attached?
No.
So I want you to think of a swan. When I snap my fingers, just say the word wings 3 times, nice and loud. You ready?
Wings, wings, wings.
Hello. That's the whole bit. Adrian, you're going to cut through the rope 3 more times, okay? It does not matter if they're the same length or not, just as long as every time you cut, the audience sees you and hears you cut. This will be cut number 1 from 1 piece into 2. Just like that, I'm going to take those 2 pieces of rope and I'm going to tie them together into a knot. So we're at Pleasance every night at 10:30 p.m. till the end of the Fringe. And then we'll be spending a month at Trafalgar Studios on West End. You can check us out at thenakedmagicians.com. Do you want to cut through that? And you'll see it cuts the rope. It leaves us with a knot already tied, so I don't need to use my teeth. One more time down here. But while I'm tying this up, quick joke for any psychics in the crowd. Awesome. Now, it's amazing. Adrian, can you cut through there? Then we're done with the scissors, okay? Now, Adrian, just cut through the rope 1, 2, 3 times. I'll take the scissors with your right hand. Your best grip. Hold the rope right there. Yeah, right there. That's good. If that's your best grip, we are never dating. Wrap it. There we go. That's great. Now, you guys have just watched my new amazing assistant, Adrian, cut through the rope 1, 2, 3 times. Do you know what these knots are called? They're called blow knots. I'll show you why. These 2 pieces of rope right here where you cut through, if you blow on it, it jumps off, restoring it. I know. Look, I'm holding the hat. Give your arm a little shake. And hold the rope over here with your left hand. That's great. I'll stand over here. Can you hold the hat with your right hand now? This is for the audience again. I want you guys to watch those 2 pieces of rope right here where Adrian cut through. You saw it. You heard it. If I blow, it jumps off, restoring the rope. Sometimes I do that. They clap. Other times they don't. It's okay. Adrian, I'm holding the hat. Hold the rope with both hands. This afternoon for the finale, for those 2 pieces of rope, you're going to be the magician. Do you want to be the magician? Awesome. Just say, Chris, I would love to be the magician.
Chris, I'd love to be the magician.
How cool is that? All right, Adrian. It's your turn to be the magician, okay? You see, Adrian, for this trick to work, you have to have the magic in you, okay? Here's what's going to happen. I'm going to count to 3. You're going to blow on that knot in the middle, okay? When you do it, we'll jump off, restoring those 2 pieces of rope. You get the big round of applause you deserve, okay? We go 1, 2, 3, and no, it's got to be a big one. Like you're blowing on a big, fat candle. So, ready? 1, 2, 3, and huzzah! Okay. You know, we have a saying in our show that good magicians don't need sleeves and great magicians don't need pants. Watch that knot. Watch those 2 pieces of rope. Adrian, you cut it. The audience saw it. The audience heard it. I want you to let go with your left hand. I want you to keep the rope in your right, the knot in your left, both as a gift from me to you. Ladies and gentlemen, would you give Adrian a big round of applause? Thank you. My name's Christopher Wayne, the Naked Magician.
Oh, yes. Please go see the Naked Magicians, 10:30 at the Pleasance Courtyard. Thank you for keeping that away from full frontal so we can avoid the lawsuit. Ladies and gentlemen, This has been Live at the Pleasance, brought to you in association with Audible.com, and you can watch it on the Huffington Post Live or HuffingtonPost.com. Huffington Post Live is their show. I'm rambling. Or you watch it on YouTube on the Pleasance TV channel. My name has been John Hastings. Before we go, please, everyone at home and everyone here, please give a big round of applause for Helen Duff, Pierre Novellie, my chatting guests, Tom Allen, Joel Dommet, and the Naked Magician. My name's John Hastings. My show's 9:30 every day at the Pleasance Courtyard. We love you all. Good afternoon.